Yo, what's popping? So I'm moving on to teams that did make it into the kickoff flash tournament when looking at how they did and how they're going to do into the midseason madness, starting with the Washington Justice. So Washington entering the tournament with the eighth seed, 3-3 with a even map score. You'll notice I don't have their matches from the qualifiers. I did that in a different video. I'll put it right up there, I suppose. There'll be a little thingy. So that's cool if you are interested in that. And so in the tournament themselves, in the first round of winners, they lost the Shock 3-2 in a very close battle. They looked good. They looked like they had high hopes and they could make a loser's run. And the next day, they lost to the Florida Mayhem 3-1 quite horrifically. They didn't play Decay at all, so we have no clue what's going on there. But they looked bad, and it's just standard Washington. They look good, and then the next day, literally the next day, they look bad. It's not people aren't making that up. They just look bad the next day somehow. Somehow they manage it. So, Washington fans, as well as any like slight Washington believers, such as myself, who will always believe in them if they just show any sign of life. I was very disappointed about them losing to Florida. So their roster, their tanks are Mag and Kalios, with Mag getting more playtime overall. Kalios, I think, got a little bit, but nothing spectacular. The DPS is Decay, Assassin, and Happy. Happy has looked lights out. I've been not upset with Happy. I thought Decay has been playing well. People say he hasn't been showing up. I disagree. I think he's been pretty consistent in showing up to all the matches, except maybe the one against Boston. I guess you could argue. That was a struggle. And an Assassin, who I think is a very good player, but I think it kind of shows that they haven't scrimmed that much with him. But at the same time, the coordination is always awful. And then their support line is Krillin, who's had a fantastic season opener, and Vigilante is going to come of age on the 1st of July. So halfway through the stage, I guess. And we'll see if he plays over Krillin, but I think Krillin has looked phenomenal, and he is definitely not a reason that this team is lost in the slightest. Been a big Krillin enjoyer. So why did they lose in the first round, huh? What's wrong with them? They look good against Shock and then they lose against Florida. Why? Well, the synergy between Mag and Decay and what they're doing is just not there. They are poorly coached. This team has so much talent. Happy, Decay, and Assassin, not even, are all very capable players, and there's not a player quality issue on this team at all. I don't know. I haven't said much about Opener. I haven't noticed him trolling. The biggest problem has been Mag and Decay sinking up into the back line. And maybe that is just something about Decay. You can't change him. That he will forever be a solo fragger. He will try and do it all himself. And that's maybe not what this team needs. So then you put in Assassin. So you need to scrim with Assassin to get the synergy. I can honestly see this team being better with Assassin instead of Decay in some situations. But I think on game modes like Koth, maybe, where the synergy doesn't need to be all the way there, or Push maybe even, I would just play Decay and say let him go crazy and see what happens. You see players be specialists all the time. It was kind of the opposite against Shock, where Decay came in for not Koth and not Push. I think it should be the opposite way around. I think let Decay get unleashed on those maps maybe and see what they can do. But if they find any sort of consistency, if they find any sort of synergy that can last throughout this team, they're a great team. And it's been that way forever for Washington. And I don't know if they can do it. They've struggled now with this coaching staff that hasn't changed. I don't see it. If they find that, they're great. If they don't, they're bad, and I don't think they will. Moving towards their matches coming into the midseason madness, they play New York, Houston week 1. They play Toronto week 2, Clads and London week 3, or week 9 rather, whatever you want to call it, and then the Vancouver Titans in week 10. So they have a pretty easy schedule here. They play Vancouver and New York. And then even if they're not playing well against those teams, their odds of winning should be decent, right? Even if they're playing an awful game, do they lose to New York? Hard to say. So if they find a way to turn on the Jets against one of their 4 other teams, there's a very easy 3-3 in here. Because we know Washington, they're going to be bad, they're going to be good. Are they going to be more good than bad, or are they going to be more bad than good? We don't know. It's legit a coin flip with this team. So heads or tails, I guess. I expect probably 3 wins here. I couldn't tell you against two. I just think there'll be 3 wins. 50-50. And then they'll do the same thing in the midseason madness tournament probably. So that's I can't really speak on the matchups with any team. I feel like they probably don't beat the Glads, even if they're playing really well, but that's impossible to say. Like all these matches are technically winnable. I would only count on them beating New York and Vancouver, though. I'm probably going to fret against them in every other match, just because I hate getting burned by them. And if I'm giving them those 2 matches, I'm not giving them any other matches anywhere, except maybe I'll pick one at the end. Who knows? I don't know. I hate this team. I'm done talking about the Washington Justice for now. This video a like if you liked it. Subscribe for more Overwatch League content. And let me know how you think Washington's going to do. Let me know if you think Vigilante's going to change anything. I don't think so, but let me know. So yeah, have a good one.